What is the sitting position of the dean of the cathedral or the vicar of a parish? So in a typical cathedral or a parish church, where does the dean of the cathedral or the vicar of the parish sit? You know, liturgically, where the altar is situated is called the eastern side. Then the major entrance opposite the altar is the western door. Then your right side, while still facing the altar, is the southern side. Then the left side is the gospel side, that is the northern side. Now, which side of the liturgical north or south does the dean or the vicar sit? Now, traditionally and historically, the dean or the vicar sits by the right side, that is the southern side. When you are facing the altar, the vicar or the dean sits at the right side. This is how it works. Even before Reformation, during Reformation, and after Reformation, deans and vicars, they sit by the right side, the south side, when you are facing the altar. Now, you may ask that you've seen places, especially cathedrals, where the dean is sitting by the left side, that is the northern side. Why is that? Now, let me clarify in this video. Now, pre-Reformation, typically deans and vicars, they sit by the right side. That is the normal and the traditional liturgical side where the deacon or the vicar was sitting. Now, during that pre-Reformation, we had monasteries. Now, in monasteries, the head of the religious order in the monastery is called prior or abbot, who was serving under the bishop. So the prior or the abbot was sitting at the northern side, by the left side, when you are facing the altar. Now, during Reformation, monasteries were dissolved, and later some monasteries became cathedrals. Now, the deans of these cathedrals retained the seat, the stall of the prior of the abbot. So they continued to sit on that seat by the northern side. So that is why they continued to sit by that northern side. Example of these monastic cathedrals are Canterbury, Durham, Ely, and St. David's. So you will see that the dean will be sitting by the north side because the cathedrals were monastery before Reformation. Now, before Reformation, secular cathedrals like Salisbury, Lincoln, and York Minster, the deans were sitting at the right side, the southern side. Until this day, they continue to sit by the right side. And every other parish church or cathedral after Reformation, the sitting position of the dean or the vicar is the southern side, because that is the traditional historical side, the liturgical side where the dean or the vicar was sitting. But monasteries, prior and abbots, they were sitting by the left side, the gospel side. When those monasteries were dissolved and later the monasteries became parish churches and cathedrals like Canterbury, like Ely, like St. David's and Durham, the deans retained the sitting position of the prior or the abbot of the monasteries. So the historical and the traditional side where the dean or the vicar sits is the south side. So this day you follow what is obtainable in your diocese or as your bishop directs. So I think if in your diocese the dean or the vicar is sitting by the right side, the southern side, it means that the church is following the historical and the traditional liturgical side where the dean or the vicar used to sit. But in your diocese, if the deans and vicars are sitting by the north side, then it means that they are copying Canterbury, Durham, Ely, and St. David's. But just for you to understand that these cathedrals that I mentioned now, the deans and the vicars, they are sitting by the left side because the cathedrals used to be monasteries, and prior and abbot of monasteries used to sit by the gospel side. So this is the historical fact about the sitting position of the dean of the cathedral or the vicar of a parish. Thank you, and God bless you.